Hey guys, welcome to Accounting 120, Principles of Accounting, Section 100. This is the online section for the semester Fall 2021. My name is Rob Harris. I'm a certified public accountant with a master's in accounting, a bachelor's degree in business administration with a marketing focus. I hope you guys do not have too much anxiety about this class. A lot of people end up doing really well in this class. One of the keys to it is you just can't let yourself get behind in the first couple of chapters. The first three chapters are so crucial because all the later chapters kind of branch out from what we've learned in chapters 1 through 3. So if you have to, if you're planning on slacking off at some point during the semester, do not let it be the beginning, okay? So the purpose of this video is to get you guys kind of ready and set so you know what to do, what's expected of you in class. By the way, take a look here. If you want to sit in on the lecture, it's totally fine with me. But once you watch this video, it in the long run, it'll save you a ton of time because you won't be scratching your head and spinning your wheels trying to figure out what to do. Okay, so here's the schedule. You have to scroll past this every time. I took a screen every time you enter Moodle and want to get down here to the bottom. I took a screenshot of the schedule from the syllabus, okay? And this is where I got it, from the syllabus. So make sure you click on this. We're going to do that in a second, and you should probably print that out. If you're watching this, good job. You're watching the video. That means you've clicked on this. And after you're done, you're going to have to complete a quiz showing that you understand what was discussed in both the syllabus and this video. And you also have to complete the fall attendance verification assignment so that you can remain in the class. Okay, so you got to do that. Do that as soon as possible. The absolute maximum deadline is the 25th. Don't be one of the people that misses out on that, or if you procrastinate and then forget. So just go on and knock it out. This will take you about 5 minutes. All right. So, let's take a look here at the syllabus. Okay. Let's enable editing here, and not that we really need to edit anything. And let's make this a little bit larger so we can see. Alright, so this has all of the details of this class, how many credits it is. It's a 4-credit hour class. This one is 100% online. This is the easiest way to reach me. If you leave me a voicemail on my phone in my office and the office is closed over the weekend and maybe a Friday or something during the summer, it might be a while before I'm able to get the message to get back to you. But if you email me, I can call you back, so it's not a big deal, right? So this is the best way to reach out to me, regardless if I'm at the beach on a Sunday afternoon or who knows what, right? So anyways, that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. This is the text that we're using. And just like in all of my classes, I've provided you with an ISBN. This is available at the bookstore. It comes with My Accounting Lab, which is where you're going to complete your quizzes, your weekly homework, and periodically we'll have a test. There's a total of 3 tests. All of those are taken in My Accounting Lab, and I'll show you how to get into that in a second. Now, with the unused My Accounting Lab access code, and you can buy this, obviously, this text multiple places, you need to ensure that you have a unused My Accounting Lab access code. And then when it comes to the text, you can rent a paper copy, you can buy a loose leaf copy, you can buy a paperback copy, you can rent one. There's a ton of different options for you. I know historically students that have an interest in accounting tend to buy the book, take notes in it, and keep the book so that they can reference back to it during their career in the business world. Okay? There's some more stuff here on learning outcomes, disability statements, academic integrity. If you're not cheating, I can't bust you for cheating, right? So let's keep it. Let's keep some academic integrity upheld here. And by the way, all the work is generated algorithmically, so it makes it a real pain in the butt if somebody's going to try to cheat. All right. So read this academic integrity stuff here. Attendance policy. You need to be, college policy is that you are present for 80% of the class. If you miss more than 20%, then you've overcut. So we have our homework assignments, our quizzes, and our test. All of these are going to be done in my accounting lab. And then the same week is the test. Whenever we have a week, you're going to do the discussion board and the test. The other weeks, you're going to do homework and quizzes. Okay? We're on a 10-point scale. And this is the weighting of the different categories. Your homework is worth the most, then the quizzes, then the exams, and then those easy discussion boards that you're going to do the week of the tests. Okay? Now let's talk about the schedule a little bit more here. Classes start on the 16th. Okay? So classes start on the 16th right here. Your first work is due the Sunday the Sunday that comes right after the 16th on the 22nd. So you're going to have to hit the ground running. Basically, though, to make things easier for you, I've split Chapter 1 into 2 parts. So I'll show you in Moodle what you need to read, what pages you need to read, and all that stuff. So make sure you're checking into Moodle weekly to see what information I've shared with you in Moodle. So the very first week, you're going to watch this Welcome to Class video. You're going to complete the quiz related to it. You're going to do an icebreaker discussion board, which is found in Moodle. I'll show you where that is. And you're going to complete that so we know who you are, what you look like, all that good stuff. You're going to complete the attendance verification assignment. That's maybe 5 minutes. Get set up with my accounting lab, and then do a homework and a quiz. All right? It's really, really, really not going to be like too terribly strenuous, but it is going to take you some work. All right? Note also, and part of the reason we're getting off to a fast start is so that you guys can not have anything due during fall break and not have anything due during Thanksgiving. So while you're busting your tail a little harder than maybe normally for this first week, just know it's going to pay dividends because you'll have those weeks off to spend with family. Okay? So let's go back to Moodle and take a look at what's going on. Okay, so now we're back in Moodle, and if we scroll down a little bit further, we'll find these My Accounting Lab Access instructions. Let's click on that and see. Oops, wrong thing popped up. And here we go. Registration for Pearson, which is the publisher's My Lab for Accounting, My Accounting Lab. That's what we're going to use, this product here, in order to complete homework, quizzes, and tests. All right? So now you need this code right here so that they know that you are in my class. If you don't put that code in, they're not going to know when you do work who to send your work to so that somebody can look at it and grade, look and enter the grades and things like that. So it's essential that you have this, right? You click here, follow these directions, use this, and know that there's one other code that you need, and that's the code that you get when you purchase the My Accounting Lab Access. This puts you in the right class, but what you also need is proof that you've paid. They're going to give you about 2 weeks or so, or maybe a week and a half. They don't really say here how long it's going to be, but they do give you multiple days. I think it's 2 weeks, where you can access the ebook in My Accounting Lab. You can do the work in My Accounting Lab. You have full access to do everything that you need. So not having the book because you might not have the money right now is not really an excuse at all. Okay? So check with financial aid. We have all sorts of different pools of money that they might be able to pull something from to assist you financially. If not, you're going to have to come up with the money within a week or two, so plan accordingly, all right? And that's where you're going to do all your work. And when we get in here in a second, you're going to see all the other great resources that they have as well. So if we've used like My Math Lab or My Chemistry Lab, we might already have an account set up. If not, we need to set one up. Let's click on this link and see what happens. So here we are. I'm going to sign in because I've used this before. I don't need to register. Some of you that are new might need to register. Okay. Now, I have multiple sections here of this class. I'm going to click on your class. Okay, so here we are in my accounting lab. Before we get started taking a look at where we're going to do our work, let's take a look at some of these cool things that exist here. So for all the different chapters, we have tons of resources here. There's a study plan, multimedia library. If we click on that, there's end of chapter data files, some answers to some questions, videos, accounting cycle tutorial, all sorts of stuff in here, okay? So this can be very helpful. And don't forget, I want to get to this in a second, but I've recorded a ton of YouTube videos for you guys to look at, and they're made specifically for this class. Here is the e-text. If we click on this e-text, you can open this up and the entire book is there for you. Then you can go in and complete your assignments, okay? After you've read the material. I want to mention something about when you are doing the work. The quizzes are going to be timed. The homework, and you only have one attempt, the homework is going to give you 3 attempts to do the work. It's going to take the highest of your 3 attempts, okay? So that's a great thing because you can try it 3 times. If you're willing to put in the work, you can really get that grade up. In addition, you can click on check my work before you submit it, and it'll give you 2, it will actually gives you 3 check my works before you even use one of your 3 submissions, okay? So let's take a look at how that might work. Here are all the assignments that you guys are going to have to do throughout the semester, right? There they all are. And so, actually it goes down a little further to test 3, okay? So, each week, and I apologize in the beginning it's a little confusing. You can see like for chapter 2, homework quiz. Chapter 3, homework quiz. Then we do our first test on chapters 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget about the discussion board in Moodle, right? So this first week it's a little confusing because we split the chapter into 2 components. So for the first week you're going to do chapter 1, part 1 homework, and then you're going to do chapter 1, part 1 quiz. So if we were to preview this, we can see it's going to open up and you can check your answer down here multiple times right before you submit it. Alright? If you have any questions, reach out to me. But make sure you've watched this video in full first. It should answer almost all your questions. So that's pretty much everything you're going to need to know how to do in my accounting lab. Just come in here, click, get started, and with the quiz, don't forget that once you start, you have 1 attempt. So don't plan on starting it and walking away. And that attempt is timed, okay? You only get 1 chance for the quiz and a whole bunch for the homework. So back to Moodle, if we continue to work ourselves down, work our way down on this introduction page, you're going to see announcements. Those are announcements that I've made in case I'm going to send something out every week, maybe the class average, what you guys are struggling with, maybe changes that might be coming forward as a result of COVID or the Delta variant, stuff like that. So make sure you're checking that email frequently. And check out these tutorial videos that I made for you guys. There are 29 videos. I've gotten close to 4,000 views here. A lot of students have told me at the end of the semester for these videos to assist people. A lot of the online students have mentioned that they think they might have failed if it hadn't been for that. So we want to make sure that you guys are checking in these videos. And I've embedded these videos in each topic from Moodle. So if it's the chapter 3, if it's chapter 3 we're discussing in Moodle, there's going to be a link to each of these 3 in that topic. If we scroll back down a little bit further in Moodle here, we'll see there's a thing called NetTutor. These are online tutors that can help you with accounting and econ and Microsoft Word and all sorts of other topics. So we have them, and we also have in our MAPS Mentoring, Advising, and Planning for Success Center tutors that are there to help you as well, right? So the MAPS Center, their phone number is 252-222-6236 if you want to schedule something there. All right, there's something a little bit about me down there as your instructor, different adventures I've gotten to over the years. Here's some student help stuff, just general stuff, and here's some student resources that you guys will find really helpful. I apologize that there's so much on this first page, but there's just so much when you talk about. So these are some PowerPoints that I've created and adapted that the book had originally generated that I think you'll find helpful. And this will be super helpful. These problems as worked in class to help you prepare for the homework and quizzes. This is great here. So basically what this will do is, let's just take a look at chapter 3 here. And in chapter 3, I have questions that if we were, you guys are in an online section, but if you were in a seated section, we would have time to work through all these together in class. And then when you went to do your homework, you would realize that, wow, the question is very, 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 very similar. In fact, a lot of times the only difference is the business name and the numbers, right? Because we use algorithms in this class to create work for you guys, so nobody's getting the same problems. But this shows you how to work through it. This shows you what journal entries. You'll know what those are when we get there, but it shows you what, to chapter 3, it shows us what journal entries to use. You shouldn't be lost if you use this as a roadmap. Print these out each week if you can, or maybe open it on a separate screen, or at least review it before you start the work. And you shouldn't be lost because it's basically showing you how to do everything in here. So it's very important in my mind that you guys take a look at this, okay? And if we go back in Moodle, back to the welcome page, the intro page here, excuse me, we can see for the first half of chapter 1, this is why it's important that you click in here in Moodle and not just work in My Accounting Lab, because you'll notice that it tells you that you only need to read the first half of chapter 1. So this first week, you're going to read only 18 pages, not the whole chapter, and you're going to do the work, right? That's related to those. So if you scroll down here, you'll also see this is where we have our icebreaker discussion board. Here's those 3 videos I made for you. There's the problems I worked in class. I copied them and pasted them over here, so you'll have a lot of them. And so that's what you need to do, right? You just need to go in to My Accounting Lab, complete that work, and do the icebreaker discussion board and anything else listed for this week. And so this is kind of what each week will look like. I'll tell you what to read, what not to read. This is our icebreaker discussion board. I'm sorry, there are actually 4 discussion boards, 3 regular discussion boards, and this one welcome to class one. All the discussion boards are going to be ethics based with respect to the topics. And yeah, so everything's just kind of here for you to review. All right. And once again, let's go back and look at that schedule. I want to talk about this first week a little bit. And like I said, us having a very rushed start, well, not very rushed because I broke chapter 1 into 2 parts. By having all this to do and hitting the ground running, like I said, it'll be nice when you don't have work to do during fall break or Thanksgiving. Okay, I think I've discussed about everything that you might need to know. I'm here to help. I want you to have a good time. I know people think accounting is tough and scary, and I want it to be something that's not so scary and maybe kind of enjoyable, right? So we're going to do our best to have a good time in here. Some of you guys, like I've alluded to earlier, are going to find that maybe you're interested in a career in accounting, right? Some of you guys might say, wow, sales is for me. Maybe management, economics, supply chain management. There's all sorts of stuff out there. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It should have clarified most everything that you might have been confused about. And once we get started, it's going to be pretty easy once you get through this first week or so. You'll kind of get in a rhythm and you'll realize, well, you know, if everything's due on chapter 2 that week, I need to go in and do it before 11:45 on Sunday. Same thing for chapter 3. Then we have a test. Then chapter 4. Then chapter 5 part 1. Then chapter 5 part 2, etc. Okay? See you later.